Unit 4.4 The Height of the Ridiculous by Oliver Wendell Holmes. Introduction. This is a light-hearted poem with no serious message. The poet Oliver Wendell Holmes has used expressions and used imagery to bring out the humor. It is about how he wrote a funny poem which had his servant laughing for many days, and after that the poet says he never dared to write a funny poem again. The poet has conveyed the fact that his poem reached the height of absurdity, and so he gave the title, The Height of the Ridiculous. Module 1. I wrote some lines once on a time, in wondrous merry mood, and thought, as usual, men would say, they were exceeding good. They were so queer, so very queer, I laughed as I would die. Albeit in a general way, a sober man am I. Meanings: ridiculous, funny; wondrous, happy or delightful; merry, happy or cheerful; exceeding, excessive or extremely; queer, strange; albeit, though or but; sober, serious. Explanation. Once the poet wrote a few lines when he was in a cheerful mood, and he thought that people would find the lines to be very good. While reading, he found the lines to be so strange and funny that he burst out laughing. He laughed so much that he thought he would die laughing. Even though he was otherwise a very serious kind of person, he just couldn't control his laughter. Module 2. I called my servant and he came. How kind it was of him to mind a slender man like me, he of the might limb. These to the printer, I exclaimed, and, in my humorous way, I added as a trifling jest, there'll be the devil to pay. Meanings: slender, thin; to mind, to pay heed to, or to listen to; man of might limb, a strong man; humorous, funny; trifling, insignificant or very little; jest, joke; there'll be the devil to pay; there will be a huge amount of trouble if a particular thing is not done. Explanation. The poet then told his servant to take it to the printer. Here the poem brings in an element of humor by saying that though his servant was a strong man, he obeyed the poet who was comparatively a thinner person. The poet jokingly told the servant that if he doesn't listen to him, there would be the devil to pay, meaning the servant would be in trouble. Module 3. He took the paper and I watched, and saw him peep within. At the first line he read, his face was all upon the grin. He read the next. The grin grew broad and shot from ear to ear. He read the third. A chuckling noise I now began to hear. Meanings: peep, take a quick look or glance; grin, smile broadly; shot from ear to ear, the smile became very broad; chuckle, to laugh quietly. Explanation. At first the servant took a quick look at the poem. He started grinning after reading the first line. On reading the second line, his smile broadened, and at the third, he started chuckling, meaning laughing quietly. Module 4. The fourth, he broke into a roar. The fifth, his waistband split. The sixth, he burst 5 buttons off and tumbled in a fit. 10 days and nights, with sleepless eye, I watched that wretched man, and since I never dare to write as funny as I can. Meanings: roar, a loud deep sound, or hear, a loud laughter; waistband, a belt around the waist; split, broke; tumbled, fell down; fit, here, a bout of uncontrollable laughter; wretched, here, in a helpless condition. Explanation. The servant continued to laugh, and when he read the fourth line, he burst into a loud roaring laughter. After the fifth line, he laughed so much that his waistband broke, and on the sixth line, the buttons of his shirt broke off, and he fell down with a fit of laughter. Here the poet has used exaggerated statements, that is, hyperbole. The poet kept watching the servant as he continued to laugh. He was helpless, as he just couldn't stop laughing. This went on for 10 days and nights. Again a hyperbole. Finally, the poet decided never to write anything funny again.